Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So later on this week, the Social Security Administration will be sending out their first round of checks. These checks are worth all the way up to $1,450. So in today's video, we are going to be breaking down who can expect to receive their first round of checks later on this week, plus the rest of the payment schedule for the remainder of next month in August. But before we go ahead and dive into it for today, if you would like to explore potential huge savings on your Medicare plan, then you might want to consider giving Chapter a call today. With that number up there on the screen, you see, historically speaking, people who have worked with Chapter have saved right around $1,100 on their Medicare plan. So what do you have to lose? Give Chapter a call today. The call is completely free with that number up there on the screen. That is 612-895-2101. That is 612-895-2101. And again, on average, people who have worked with Chapter have saved right around $1,100 on their Medicare plan. So give Chapter a call today, and thank you to Chapter for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so diving right into it for today. So before we get into the payments being sent out later this week by the SSA worth all the way up to $1,450. First off, we're going to be going over this article here by Newsweek, where they're saying that basically Donald Trump is misrepresenting some of the recent changes made to Social Security. You see, in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that was passed through Congress and signed into law by Trump, he is now claiming that all taxes have now been eliminated for all Social Security beneficiaries, when that's not exactly true. Yes, it is true that more people now don't have to pay any type of taxes. There are still right around 10% of beneficiaries who will still have to pay some sort of taxes on their Social Security benefits. So once again, we're going to dive into it today with this article here from Newsweek. They say that earlier this month, President Donald Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act into law. The legislation creates a new expanded standard deduction for taxpayers aged 65 and up, and it follows Trump's long-standing promise to nix federal taxes levied on Social Security income. So Trump, the White House, and the Social Security Administration have promoted the expanded deduction as eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits for almost all seniors. And in a June appearance on Fox News Sunday Morning Futures, Trump said the bill meant no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and no tax on overtime. However, experts have said that the legislation's touted benefits for seniors are overstated and may hasten the insolvency of Social Security and Medicare trust funds. So basically, what the One Big Beautiful Bill Act did is it actually raised the standard deduction up by $6,000 more for single individuals, and double that for married couples. So $12,000 for married couples, $6,000 for individuals. So basically, you can deduct more of your income. So if previously you're paying a little bit of taxes out of your Social Security benefits, with that extra $6,000 to $12,000 deduction for your standard deduction, you might at this point owe no taxes on your Social Security benefits. However, if you were previously paying a lot of taxes on your Social Security benefits because you're making so much income, even with the $6,000 or $12,000 increase in your standard deduction, you're more than likely still going to have to pay some sort of taxes, although it will be reduced from what it previously was. Now, the article goes on to say that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act raises the standard deduction for seniors age 65 and older by up to $6,000 between 2025 and 2028. And while it does not directly alter how Social Security benefits are taxed, it could indirectly reduce the amount of those benefits subject to federal taxation. So according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, almost half of seniors already didn't owe taxes on their Social Security benefits under previous law. So previously, before this bill was signed into law, we had right around half of people receiving Social Security paying taxes, and the other half not paying taxes. With this bill signed into law, we now have even less than half of people not paying any taxes on their Social Security benefits. And once again, this is only through 2028. This increase in the standard deduction is going to be ending at the end of 2028. So whoever is president at that point in time, and whoever is in Congress, whether it's a Republican or whether it's a Democrat, they're going to have to extend that increase in the standard deduction past 2028 if they want to keep this going. Now, they also mentioned here that both the SSA and the White House have touted the benefits of the legislation, citing analysis from the Council of Economic Advisors. The White House said 88% of all seniors who received Social Security would pay no tax on their Social Security benefits, adding that the Senate's proposal $6,000 senior deduction was estimated to benefit 33.9 million seniors, including seniors not claiming Social Security. And prior to the bill being signed by the president, the SSA sent an email celebrating the legislation's passage through Congress. The email said that 90% of Social Security beneficiaries would no longer pay federal income taxes on their benefits, and that the bill would provide meaningful and immediate relief to seniors who have spent a lifetime contributing to our nation's economy. So once again, it's not going to completely eliminate taxes at the federal level on Social Security benefits, but we have more people who receive Social Security 65 and older who are no longer paying Social Security taxes. Right now, once again, they're mentioning that 90% of people receiving Social Security don't pay a dime of taxes. So obviously that is a good thing. And actually what they want to do is they want to completely eliminate taxes on Social Security altogether. And we actually have a few different bills in Congress. So for example, one of those bills is by Representative Thomas Massie. You can see up on there on the screen, straight from Congress.gov, his Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act. Right now, he already has 36 co-sponsors. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, all of the co-sponsors happen to be Republicans. They don't have any Democrats on board with this bill to completely eliminate taxes at the federal level on Social Security. And of course, in order to pass this bill, they will definitely need to have Democrats join them, because even though they can pass a bill through the House with only Republican support, in the Senate, it's going to be much more difficult. They'll need at least 7 Democrats to join all 53 Republicans in the Senate for this bill to pass. So if they don't, then the bill is just going to pass through the House and it's going to reach the Senate and die there. So they will have to get Democrats to join them with that bill. Now, moving into our next story of today's video, that of course is the checks going out to certain beneficiaries of Social Security. Later on this week on Friday, those checks are going to be going to people who receive SSI worth all the way up to $1,450. So according to Newsweek, this week, 2 payments will be made by the Social Security Administration. Millions of Americans receive Social Security benefits, whether it be retirement checks or disability payments known as supplemental security income. On Friday, August 1st, checks will go out for SSI recipients, retirees who have been collecting checks since before May 1997, and retirees who also collect SSI benefits. So once again, on Friday, August 1st, if you receive SSI benefits, you are going to receive your check on Friday, August 1st, as well if you're receiving Social Security and SSI, or if you started receiving Social Security benefits before May of 1997. As far as everyone else goes, on the second Wednesday next month in August, if you were born between the 1st and 10th of any given month, you will be receiving your Social Security retirement check then. Then on Wednesday, August 20th, the following Wednesday, those benefits are going to be going to those born between the 11th and 20th of any given month. And then finally, the 4th Wednesday of the month, those checks are going to be going to those born between the 21st and 31st of any given month. So once again, those are the checks going out later this week, as well as the checks going out in August as well. So once again, we have checks going out later this week on Friday if you receive SSI benefits. What that's going to mean is for couples, the max check is going to be $1,450. And for individuals, the max check is slightly above $900. In 2025, that of course is going to be rising a little bit higher next year in 2026, after the cost of living adjustment is announced in a few months in October. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it, and I will see you in the next one.